It's a huge privilege to have Kichcha Sudeep with us, a superstar of the highest magnitude, and most importantly, a very, very stylish actor. Pleasure having you on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Huge privilege to have you, and you're telling me that you're having a tough time dealing with the Mumbai media because you guys are not used to the similar sort of stuff in Karnataka and South.
No, I didn't have a tough time dealing with Mumbai media. I was having a tough time recollecting what I spoke in the first interview.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to say the same story, right? So it was, by the end of it, it was like we're running short of words, running short of energy, running short of everything, of ideas of how to probably put across a story in different ways. That's what was happening to me yesterday. And I was zombied, and I'm very happy you came today. A little more energy is there right now.
No, we would surely want to maybe get some stuff from you about your experiences and your journey, your wonderful journey. As I was just mentioning in the beginning, I think you're a very uniquely stylish actor. What you bring to the table on screen is very stylish. Is it something consciously that you've developed, or is it the directors? What exactly is it?
I wouldn't say directors don't play a role. They will be a part of what I do, obviously. I need to keep them aware what I'm doing. Fortunately for me, it's also been that, not many people intrude into what I'm doing. So probably they think I know better. That works in my favor. And I don't think a lot. Maybe that's why you like it. I don't really put too much of thinking into it, like what am I supposed to do, how am I supposed to do. I do what I feel. At that moment when you explain the scene to me, I think it's better that way to go to the set, plain, blank, just have a cup, wake up in the morning, have a cup of tea and just a cup of tea or coffee, just go to the set over there, meet the people and try to penetrate into their minds and understand what they're shooting that day, how they were conceiving it. Deliver and come back home. Why do we need to think so much? See, I'm only trying to say there are a lot of minds already on the set thinking for you. You also think, they also think, too many thinking, and even after that the crowd is thinking, what did these guys do? It's better just go. See, I'll tell you, every actor has got a persona. To break that, you need to come out with a character which we don't know. You know what I'm talking about? So then comes something else. For me, even a couple of characters, what I've done is what we deliver. You see what we do. It comes naturally for me. So this is how it is supposed to be. And I do it. Too much of thinking I don't do, like all that homework and what do we do, how do I do.
So you don't like to rehearse?
What do I rehearse about what I don't know? I don't know. What do you want? How can I rehearse? Probably I would like to say that I like to spend more time with my director. If you're my director of my next film, I'd like to meet you. Whether you like it or you don't like it. I'm your date. Okay. You spend time with me, all right? We don't need to chat the character. We don't need to chat the script. Let us just spend time. I need to know you, not my co-stars. What is your idea? What is your take on how you cinema is? What is your take as a personality? I need to understand. What is it that you expect out of me? I need to understand that part. So once I think that equation meets somewhere, it gets easier on the set. To even say a yes or a no to something, agree to disagree to agree upon something. For that, I need to know you, sir. I think I operate that way.
And what about the writers? How crucial are the writers?
Very. They are my prime, they come into, firstly, they fall into the radar. I'm always with them. I need to understand what we're doing. I like to be with them. There is certain things, it's better that, first the writing is what is supposed to be done. That is the cake. You need to get the cake right. Decorative parts and the garnishing parts and all the things can be done according to the requirements, budgets, everything. That, I think the writers come into the being first.
Yeah, that's very crucial, right?
Yeah, I take care of my writers.
They are an important element.
They are the element.
That's true.
They are the thinking pads. We are just the executors. We are just the raw materials to do the films.
Well, that's a wonderful way of thinking. You're saying that you don't maybe rehearse that much or prepare that much, but when we see your performance as an audience, it seems very nuanced. The way you take your silences, the way your body language is, it's very unpredictable, and that's beautiful, that you don't know that how this character is going to behave like, which makes it so interesting. And to me as an audience, I would assume that you must have spent a lot of time maybe in just getting that body language right, and that maybe that pause right, or that maybe even the way you just raise your head to just gaze. You have a very intense gaze in the camera, but I think it's a revelation. What you
see, what I personally feel is it's because at that moment is when I realize what I'm doing. So that's why I said I don't like to rehearse a lot. Too many rehearsals is going to corrupt it. I will tell the other actor, if you want to rehearse, just do the rehearsal. So even when I'm doing a rehearsal, see, I really do not know what the other actor has in mind. And I will not get into that. It's his zone. he can do what he wants. So it's better I don't know what you have to do also. Because then I will react accordingly. I don't want to fix my reactions. And what if you don't do? Like you have done something in the monitor which I liked and I fixed a beautiful reaction to it, and then in the take you don't do. What do I do with my reaction which I'm confirmed right now? Okay, this is going to be making me the thing of the scene. So what I say is when I do my rehearsals also for the camera, if I had to do the rehearsal, I do it very silently. I tell my director, this is where I'm going to come. This is what, is there a particular thing you want me to do? Like I need to stand here only or something like that? No. We have a little bit of freedom. I do that. And you take care of I will definitely give my focus points. And I'm okay. I'm ready for the shot. So I'll do it. So whatever you speak is actually very foreign to me, right? I'm only hearing it then, the way you say it. So even if you say some extra lines, it's okay for me because I have understood the content of the scene. So I will do accordingly.
When you have to maybe just interact with someone like Prabhudeva, who's the director of Dabangg 3, someone who speaks very, very less, I'm sure that by the time the movie must have started till the time it must have ended, you can count the number of words that he must have spoken because he speaks that less. What is your process like with him?
Prabhudeva sir actually probably spoke to you less because he is a little bad in Hindi and he wants to speak very less English. That's his whole idea. He interacts very less. That's also true. But then with us, see, for me, if you realize, I have made a couple of films. I have been a part of a couple of films at Mumbai. But I've never really been a part of Mumbai culture because all my directors were from South. I did everything with most of the films with Ram Gopal Verma.
Yes.
From South.
And
I came now for Salman Khan's first film, and that is again a South director. So I actually been a part of South culture, as in the making standards, executions, everything. I really don't know how a typical Mumbai director operates. I have no idea. So me and Prabhu sir used to have a lot of chat. Sometimes Kannada, sometimes Telugu, Tamil, except Telugu, we spoke all the languages. So we used to speak a lot, and he used to interact a lot with me. So there's actually probably somewhere, we knew that we can chat. That's how it was.
I'm sure that the comfort level must be much more between the two of you. How does he explain scenes to you? Because he's an actor himself as well. He's a choreographer as well.
When a director has a clarity of what he wants to shoot, how right, how wrong is not the point here. As long as the director has a clarity, I think everything on the set falls in place. He needs to have a clarity first. When he has a clarity, his team has a clarity. And when his team has a clarity, everyone on the set has clarity. That's when we go wrong, when probably they are also thinking too many improvisations are happening there. And then when the improvisations are happening, I want you to know that obviously there are a lot of people unaware of these improvisations. What is running in your head? So we don't know. Correct? So this can just probably make things go a little haywire. Apart from that, it's super. Even in the class, there are improvisations, and in the early morning when we sit together, if there are very good chats all across and everybody are in the same page, we are fine. And it's always that Prabhu has a lot of clarity. He has got a good clarity what he wants. And that's when I said, you need to spend a lot of time with the director. Once you get into the zones of nuances, you understand each other's nuances. It's very, very easy. By the look of you, I can understand what you want. Right? You take a take, you look at it, but the way he's looking at the monitor, we know we're ready for one more. No, he'll ask for one more.
That gut feeling is important.
That is very important, sir. That is very important. Trust me, it's like if you're doing a film for about 3 to 4 months, it's a relationship you're having with everyone there. Whether your family comes into the being or not, these are the people you're staying with for those many months, and you better be fine with each other. You're putting across a platter in front of audiences later. You can't look like idiots. It's very professional. They're buying the ticket over there for 50 rupees, 100 rupees, whatever it is. And they're coming in, they have all the liberty to say what they want on your face. So you better be, because we are taking money from public for this. You better be aware what's going to be happening.
When you're interacting with someone like Salman Khan, so what is your process like? I'll also bring in maybe someone like Chiranjeevi, for example. You've done Saira. So when you're collaborating with other superstars, what is that process like for you?
It's the easiest to deal with, actually. Because all you need to do is not get into the space. Life is that. Don't get into the space. They all need this space. They all need their time. You need to deal with the script and the character, not the person you're acting with. So, and those interactions you're talking on is all personal. A hi, hello will do. And if there are a little more conversations that can be cracked, I think it'll all happen automatically. See, I belong to a particular category where unnecessary talks or probably something, and that too when we are on set doesn't really work. We are all you're just there Your beard will be sticking out. This will be, your costumes may not be fine. You're in some mood, and unnecessary topics can really put you off at that moment. So I guess it's all the space part. See, Salman sir or Chiranjeevi sir, the interaction happens, the proper interaction happens outside the set, not on set.
Okay.
Not on set. They really don't interact at all. I mean, like, we know each other, we are very good with each other, but that's all outside, sir, not there on set. I think they should be left alone. We should be to ourselves because we have work to do there. We really can't interact much.
Right.
At that moment, you actually don't know what every director or actor or something will be lingering in their mind.
Right.
You really don't know.
So what was there in the script of Dabangg 3 that attracted you? And as you've said that you've done very limited Hindi films so far, and this will be releasing in other South Indian languages as well in dubbed version.
I heard the script after I said yes.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, so because this is all the main person behind this is Mr. Sohail Khan, who was very, very, very close to me as a brother, friend, everything, name it. So we share a very, very good rapport, bonding. So he called me one day and he didn't ask me, he told me, Kichcha, this is happening, I want you to do this. So one thing is, see, I know them very, very well. They will not ask me for something what is not required. If they ask me something, that means it wasn't a necessity. They'll not ask me otherwise. First thing is I said yes. I said, what is it that you want? And they were, I think, at New York or somewhere. They did a video call. And again, Sohail and nobody, they are not used to video calls. They do video call only with me because I'm so thick on video. I said, you show me your face and talk to me. Don't talk to me like that.
Okay.
So they called me and he said, he put me on to Prabhu sir and everybody. He said, we are coming and I'll send them, just take this narration. I said, that's okay. Don't have to. But then they came. They came, narrated it. Yeah, I heard it. But this was after. I said, okay, fine. You want it, I'll do it. Chalo, I'll do it. So that is how it happens. But one thing is, the greatness of these brothers of mine is that they never take anything for granted. Like, it's like I know them, so he will do no. There also, it was a question which Salman sir and Prabhu sir asked Sohail. But would he do it? Just ask him, would he do it? It's not that, bula. No, they respect what you are also. And that's what makes them special.
Absolutely.
So, that was never demeaned any time. I was never ridiculed any time. Any character, so through the film, I should say, Salman sir took special care. He used to read it, see it. He used to write extra lines, or extra things. No, Sudeep has to say, Kichcha has to do this. He's really taken care that way. And he's written brilliantly. Some of the lines.
Salman.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That morning, he'll be sitting and I will get a call like, sir, bhai bula rahe. Agar aap free hai to. I said, haan, coming. So I go there and I sit for about 20 minutes and he's not even talking to me. He's writing, and I don't know what he's writing. This was my first experience of, I sat for a while, had about 2 cups of coffees and I didn't know what to do. Then he said, I'll read out, just tell me how it is. Then he read out this and then he said, this is the lines, I think we should say it, what do you say? I said, can you read it again, sir, if you don't mind? He read it again. And this was a scene which he changed, as in there's a scene where I walk into the hospital. I mean, he walks into the hospital, I'm already there. And his wife is lying there. And I speak like this much and he doesn't even utter a word.
And he's writing it for you?
Yes. There were few lines written, but this many lines he wrote it. And I was like, see, now this is what portrays a personality. Yeah. And a selfless man who can actually do this for the film, do this for a friend. So that's when these things are happening, you want to be submissive to the requirement. You just want to deliver. Just do it. It's okay. We don't lose anything. After so many years in the industry, too much of thinking, as I told you earlier, is bad. Just go deliver. It's okay.
Instinctive.
We'll do it.
Yeah. In fact, in Dabangg 1, there are some very key dialogues that have been written by Salman Khan.
Yeah.
That have become like really huge. And everyone knows those dialogues. So if he's writing for you, I think that must be really
Trust
special.
me, there's some of them I really enjoyed and I was like, wow, this is really nice. I mean, it's not even sounding philosophical, it's not sounding arrogant, but some way it makes a little bit sense. And then yeah, you feel good. I said, yeah, good. Yeah. It's nice.
Okay, what about your fans? So, what is it that your fans can expect from the film?
This is one thing I've really never looked into from my first film. I do the films, and I think all the fans came from there. You know, I never had fans earlier to my first hit. So once the first hit happened and then everything started happening, I totally appreciate and I love all those people who follow me and very keenly come and watch my films. But I think the day you start really thinking about what they can expect, how I can satisfy them, I think you're going to go very badly wrong. I think we should just do films. I don't even want to know what they expect. There's a film I've done, that's it. If you like it, awesome. If you don't like it, I'll do one more.
That's interesting. Okay, now another speciality of the Dabangg franchisee is the confrontation scenes.
That they'll enjoy.
Between the protagonist and the antagonist. How was the experience of preparing for that and just going for it? Plenty of skin show?
The last bit, yes. The last bit fights is like, actually the best part of that fight is till the last there's no winner. Both are hitting each other like madness, and it is all fist and wrist and everything. We almost shot, sir, I think for about 24-25 days, including the first 2 to 3 days of dialogues and build-ups and everything. 23 and odd days we have fought.
In totality?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's the biggest climax ever that I have shot personally. And we were like totally zombied out by that thing. I mean, like, gone. How much more? How much more? But I saw the fights after the final edit and it's brilliant. It looks brilliant. That's a fight for me. As in, like, it's not that only mass and jump and rope and stylish. We are hitting each other like two animals. Let me tell you that.
Like loads of CTs you can
banging each other. That's
theater.
Yeah. See, like, he hits me. If I fall down, whatever I get in my hand, that is my next weapon. It's nothing.
It is not choreographed or not.
No, it's just what how Annal Arasu did and Prabhudeva wanted. There's so much, and every time we shot the fight, see, we shot it across about 3 months. First was around 17 days, then one bit, and then one chunk. And we saw hot weather, we saw cold weather, we saw a little bit of rain, and then there's fire all across the set. All right, so there's this humongous thing, and then finally we went and shot a chunk in the studio. Dust. How much dust, yeah, my God. I mean, you can feel the dust when you're sitting in the theater.
Okay.
Just chest congestions happening and things, and my God. And especially the last bit is when he's hitting me, it's more of me falling, right? So the dust is like all over, and I would stop breathing and go out, and we had good fun though. Today I feel like laughing about it. That day was bad. But he looks awesome. Salman Khan looks awesome. But I love that fact that when he started the climax, he was very apprehensive about certain things because he had put on a little bit of weight or something like that. He has worked and worked and worked. Today, that's why if you see Radhe, he's looking much better.
Yeah.
He's looking fabulous in Radhe. I saw some of the bits. That's thanks to Dabangg's climax. He worked, and then that's when he went in interior. When he removed the shot, he was that, I don't know, his muscle memory is fabulous. He just gets into shape within just 15, 20 days, 25 days. Fabulous shape he's got into.
You're talking about Radhe, which is the latest film that Salman Khan is doing, The Most Wanted Bhai. And it's also the name of the character that he played in Tere Naam, which was actually a remake of your film.
Yeah.
From which you've got the name Kichcha.
Kichcha, yes.
Tell us something about it.
That film has got a great story, history, everything. See, I started my career when I was still studying in 96. So nothing was happening. So the first 96 to 2000, I did a couple of films. And then couple of films never released, couple of films nothing happened. Then suddenly there was this tag which came, it was like Iron Leg. So if you cast this guy, film won't complete a film, because the first film that released of mine ran only 3 days. Even went with my fiancée, that is now my wife now, to one of the theatres where I was very happy one of my film released. All right, so I took her and we went to the theatre, and the best part is one of the single screen managers telling me, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of coffee. I said, no sir, just let me get into the theatre and come back, and I want to show her the thing. He's not allowing me to. He says, have a cup of coffee. I want to go inside. We went inside, opened the theatre. There are 5 people in the theatre.
Okay.
And I'm not elaborating or reducing the numbers also. It never had a balcony. It was one slope like that. And there are 5 people. I didn't know how to react. I walked out and said, yeah, let's go. And again this manager saying, why don't you have a cup of coffee? And he said, out of 5 tickets, he gives me 2 coffees. From there to where I dropped, I never spoke a word. I didn't know what to speak. I didn't know how to react. And yeah, I mean, she also understood that. She didn't speak. We went back. And there are a lot of years that spent by. I went to television. I left cinema, went into television, did some serials there, came back as supporting actor and everything. Then one more film came up. And one more film came up, and that was a good film. But unfortunately, release time, Mr. Rajkumar got kidnapped. Again gone. I was like, something is not working for me. And I almost had agreed upon the Iron Leg. Almost had agreed upon that. Then this film came. And this film came to me because none of the then stars and actors wanted to shave their head. Okay, right. Now this producer came to me and he had seen some of the things and he wanted to do this film and he said this, blah. But you need to shave your head. I said, I'll shave anything, man, just give me the film. That's, sir, lekin aapke baal. I said, yeah, career hi nahi hai, to baal rakhe kya kare? Tera picture karenge na. We went over there. Sir, the unit was this much, very small and everything there. It's like when you're keeping something in the cooker, you actually don't know what's boiling inside. Right. We think it's rice. And when you open, suddenly one day you realize it became a sholay. It became something. Because during the process, everyone will be thinking it's a film we are making, right? And then that becomes a film which will be spoken about after years. That become a film like that. We didn't know. I have had accidents. I've had my 7th day of the shooting, I fell from the 3rd floor, rope cut. I survived because I fell on a tree and fell down and all my ligaments of my right leg had gone. I had to get operated. But then when I came back, I didn't know again this thing of iron leg and nonsense was happening. I didn't even tell anybody. I used to tie rods and everything and do the whole film completed because my knee would come off every now and then. So all this happened. Now I'll come to this point. Now the film is releasing, sir. All right, we get a theatre, and the theatre is known for the wrong reasons. Right, so as in like not great films being running there.
Like a C-grade film.
Whatever. Yeah. All right, so that is my main theatre. Okay, at least it's releasing. So my father would run a hotel. So I would take workers from there every night, go after the second show, clean the theatre, put all agarbattis and everything so it smells better in the morning, and put some few people every day into the show telling that if somebody is spitting out some, gutka or something, please tell them not to do that. Like that, and then the film releases. So early morning, I go there to the theatre, and there are about 4 people standing, and this was around 7 or 8 o'clock. So I got out from the theatre, I got out from the car, and this guy came to garland me. I saw the surrounding. I was wondering whether it's a garland or, when somebody dies, they put it, na? It seemed more like that. I said, this is for me. And I went inside the theatre. I was sitting on the balcony, one of the sofas, me and one of my friends. So the manager walks in, sir. He asked me, like, what has happened? Why are you sitting down? He said, would you like to have a cup of coffee? So much of recklessness, you're laughing, the same is right in my head. I looked up and said, no, sir. Then he asked my friend, why is he sitting like this? So my friend said, sir, nothing, sir. There are, hardly any crowd over there. So he's put a lot into this film. He says, what do you mean? There's a good crowd. Then I looked at him again, okay. Does he mean because there were 5 in the theatre? And maybe around 7 outside, so that makes 2 extra. Does he mean that? I mean, like, I really got, like, I looked at him, sir, I don't want coffee, sir. Because he looked down. Then my friend said, no, sir, crowd is not there. So he said, what are you saying, man? 6:30 only a film was houseful. I immediately looked up. I said, what? Huh? 6:30 only show is full. Ticket crowd is taken and gone. Your morning show is full, your matinee is also full. They're taken and gone already. Tickets, that's why nobody is there. We opened the counter very early today because of heavy crowd. Sir, I just start crying. Say, what? This film is houseful. You know, and I saw the film. I walked out along with the crowd just like any other film. It's just that other films, nobody would even want to recognize me, even if they did. They would just go, get up, and they'll just go off like that. You know, probably they felt humiliated to even recognize me. I have no idea, sir. So this film also, I walked out and they looked at me. Then they didn't know my name.
Right.
They called Kichcha. Isn't this guy Kichcha? Started. One thing happened. They just lifted. I was wearing a cap. I was wearing a jacket, t-shirt thing. So by the end of it, they took me and placed me in a car. I had no cap. I had no jacket. I had no shirt. Everything was taken off, and crowd was like, oh. I knew that day I became something.
Wow.
And from that day, nobody calls me Sudeep. It's Kichcha only they call me. So it's always been a tag which I have never. So normally South, no, they have this superstar, this star, rebel star, mega star, power star. All that thing is there. That's one reason I still haven't kept anything. I only call it Kichcha Sudeep because as the first was innocently given and they meant it.
Wow.
So that is from then it's been Kichcha. So that's the story of this.
That's a beautiful story.
Yes.
And Salman enacted in Tere Naam.
Yes, I was very happy for that. I was very happy to see him do that role, and coincidentally, with whatever situations were happening in his life at that moment, it just gelled, and people started connecting to that story.
Became a super hit. Music was a rage.
Everything.
And now he's making Radhe.
Yeah. So see, for Salman sir, only thing is that was one of his hits, and at a time probably he needed that one then. But it is one of his hits. For me, it was the hit which made me.
That's a fabulous story. I must tell you honestly, that's a fabulous story. So we've taken a few fan questions as I mentioned to you. So let's take a few fan questions. Somenath Biswas from Kolkata.
Okay.
You're the biggest action hero. If you were offered to work with Hrithik sir in any film, what will you do? Being an audience, I would love to see with him in a full-fledged action-packed movie like War.
Sure, I think if I do a film with Hrithik Roshan, I think the first person who's going to report to the set will be my wife, sir.
She's a huge fan?
Sir, she's the biggest fan, sir. As in, because of her, I've seen that Kaho Na Pyar Hai is this first film.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen about 10 times to 11 times I've sat in the theatre.
To watch that film?
Yes, sir. Because she threatened me if I wouldn't take her, she'll go with somebody else.
Okay, that's interesting.
And that won't be a girl. So every time I've gone, I've sat, I've seen the film and I come back. I've gone, sat, seen the film. And the first ever time I saw, I really loved the film, really loved this person, really loved his dancing, everything. I never hated anybody after that so much. It was like every time he's dancing, she's pinching my hand, she's doing this, she's holding. I was like, even I'm an actor.
Have you told this to Hrithik? Have you met him? Have you told him?
I have not. See, that's the kind of a fan she was to him. She is to him rather. So, Kaho Na Pyar Hai has been a
Bone of contention.
Yeah, yes. One page in my life.
One page.
Yeah, we have contributed a lot to the success also, sir.
That's interesting.
So that way, I think she'll be very happy. But again, going by that person's dedication and something. So I guess probably with certain people, you see so much more than 100% being given to some character, to the role. I think I see that thing in him too. I think it'll be extraordinary to even just sit and probably watch him do those work.
That's very interesting. This is Patil Suraj from Pune. Have you dubbed for Hindi version yourself? And
Yes, sir.
you've dubbed for yourself?
Yes. Okay, all the films which I've normally done, I dub it myself. There's a performance in dubbing always.
Obviously.
Yeah, so-
Obviously. And I think you
So
have a
can
very...
No, it's not about just the voice, sir. It's the way you speak that can actually make or kill a character. See, half your dubbing films, what you don't connect is because of that. When that is not taken care of, it's too loud, something, and there are certain times there are no emotions, it just comes and goes. So I have always preferred that I'll dub it. So I said, I'll take it. I don't know about the rest. I said, I'll dub it. It's because it's an extra effort, sir. Going in front of the mic and reliving a character. If you're doing so many languages, trust me, it's a pain. From the first reel, again you start, again you do everything. And half the times your lipping is not there. It's another language. So, but here I was very particular.
What about direction?
Direction as in?
Would you like to direct?
So it was my first. I came to become a director. I accidentally became an actor.
Because the way you narrated that story, I could literally see it in front of
I've
my...
directed 6 films so far.
Okay, in Kannada?
Yeah, Kannada. I've directed 6 films so far in Kannada, and that's always been there. But it's not been a necessity for me. There are times when I have directed to survive. Because there are no good things happening, and there are those low phases. You really can't expect good things to be happening. You need to have patience. But then I wouldn't sit waiting. So I would go. I've directed myself, and fortunately for me, all my 6 films have been fabulous in the market. And every time it was going down, one direction has lifted me and placed me there. So today, when we are doing good, I have always believed so that a flop can never kill an actor. What kills an actor is when a writer is not even writing for you. When there are no writers in the market out there writing for you. That's very scary. You wake up in the morning and then you realize there's nobody writing a script for you. You are an option. If that hero leaves, this hero leaves, and then you are there. That's an option, and I wouldn't sit around waiting for that. But today, when people are writing for me out there, I want to cater myself to them. I will direct when I feel I need to. I'll not use it as a weapon. Today, it's there. It's a passion. Direction is a passion for me. But there are many, many, many writers out there who are writing for me, irrelevant to what the scripts are. But it's good. You feel good. The day nobody's writing for you, I think, it's a scary day.
This is Harsh from Mumbai. Hi Sudeep sir, I'm your big fan, as I like you as a hero and more as a villain. I saw your movies, you just best with everyone. I just wanted to ask when you're gonna work with Ranveer Singh. Please say yes as villain role. More love.
Oh, he's making me commit to the villain role only.
That's
Okay, Harsh. We met actually, me and Ranveer. We met at RFC. He was shooting for this Rohit Shetty's film.
Yeah, Simba.
Simba, he was shooting for Simba when I was shooting for Pahalwan. So we met then. Actually, he was shooting a song and that police station set and everything was there. So we met up. Sweet guy, very sweet guy.
Ashim Giri from Nepal, your dream director and actor in Bollywood to work with, except Salman Khan. So other than Salman Khan, who's your dream actor and director to work with?
I'm an actor myself, so I will place myself to work. So it depends on who the hero is, if at all, again, they want me to play the villain. See, I like to definitely say the kind of genres which I have always liked is those of Hrithik Mukherjee kind of films.
Wow.
Which is something which was, I loved his films for reasons that it was never philosophical, but there was so much of message. Undercurrent lines where you don't feel that hero is trying to teach you something, but you feel that they are speaking something which makes sense. See, I think those kind of films Rajkumar Hirani is doing off late. He comes out of those amazing scripts, you feel like you feel like you're thinking about it for a while. He's right, no? He's saying right. But it's not philosophical, sir.
It's not preachy.
Yeah, it's not preachy.
It's entertaining.
So probably, there, if at all comes a time, there's probably, those are the kind of movies I would like to be in and work.
Hello Kichcha sir, what is your expectations for Dabangg 3 in Kannada release? This is Mahir Vahora from Anand, Gujarat.
So there are a lot of expectations as in because this is the first time I think Salman sir is coming out that huge in South. He has always had Hindi releases, but coming in the same languages. So I think there's a lot of excitement in the team itself. So my expectation is only that, that excitement is met, and they feel happy about whatever the efforts they're putting into dubbing the 4 languages.
Harsha from Karnataka. Anna, any updates on your next director venture?
Yeah, probably next year. And that's something we've been working on for almost 2 years now. So I guess so, if it happens.
On Abbas, when you're gonna working with S.S. Rajamouli again? Eager is something I think that people...
I've done one of the best films with him. And I guess being more ambitious doesn't take us anywhere. Because another thing is Mr. Rajamouli makes one film every 3 years. In that way, I think the next film he does another... See, even if the next film he's doing, it's going to be after another 1.5 years. And if we are not there in that film, the next film is going to take another 3 years. So I think we'll be in the retirement stage. So I guess you need to sit and wait. If there's another next film happening and if at all somebody's there in that.
Would you rate Eager as one of your best works?
Undoubtedly. See, because one, you need guts to make a film like that. See, on the paper level, Let's take on the paper level. Except the director, nobody knows what's in his mind or how he's going to conceive. You're talking about a fly taking revenge, sir. A fly which does nothing other than sitting on you and irritating the life out of you. What does a fly do? Now, if you say snake, if you say dog, you say buffalo, you like tiger, whatever, everything is okay. A fly, correct? The only weapon the fly has got is it's difficult to catch it. Not impossible though, but difficult. He kept only that one part, and he made a film and convinced everybody. Now that is a fabulous thing. That's a director's film, and I'm very happy that I was a part of that film and played a role like that.
This is Arvind Sharma. What stops you from accepting non-commercial movies in spite of knowing it brings you laurels in every manner possible?
No, I'm not. I've accepted everything. Whatever comes, I've accepted. Like if you're going to take a non-commercial film, there's a non-commercial film which I have directed myself called as Just Mathematically. There are films I accept now, like the next one film, what I'm doing called as Phantom. That's a film actually, there's another hero and a heroine for him and there's no songs for me. There's a role I'm playing in that, though it's our own production. You know, there's a huge thing which I'm doing for entire pan-India film and I'm okay. If it excites me, it excites me. I never kept this commercial thing in mind and ever walked out to make a film. It excited me, I'm there, that's it.
Last question, this is Vikas from Bangalore. Boss, when will you start Billa Ranga Basha? Waiting for it.
There's a little more wait. There's Phantom happening and there's another film, couple of them, and we'll see. But Billa Ranga Basha it's a very ambitious project of Anup, my director, and that's a movie which we've been looking forward to. We almost were there, but then this Phantom happened. So we pushed it a little further and we'll see.
Rapid fire with Kichcha Sudeep. Which is your most favorite song from Dabangg 3? Beautiful. You sing so well.
I love that song.
How would you describe following actors in one word? Salman Khan.
In one word, strength.
Kamal Hassan.
Thinker.
Thinker. That's interesting. Okay. A Hindi film you'd love to act in, Kannada remake of?
Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar.
Wow. You like that film?
Yes, sir. I love that film, and that's a film I have gone about 15 times without anyone.
Okay.
I didn't torture anyone. I love the film.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film. A director you definitely want to work with before you retire?
Rajkumar Hirani.
All right. Protagonist or antagonist, which role do you prefer more?
Antagonist.
Do you feel that there's much more gravitas
So you feel the freedom.
in negative lead?
You feel the freedom. You don't need to be good. It takes a lot to be a hero, sir. You need to pretend a lot. You need to be what you're not. You need to be very nice. You need to be very good. It doesn't come naturally.
If you can become the highest paid actor in spite of being the negative lead, I think it doesn't...
See, it's all
Apparently
about
you're the
the
highest paid actor for Dabangg 3? That's what you
Yes,
said?
sir. Yes, I said I'm the highest paid actor because I've got so much from everybody. And whatever I carried back home, trust me, by the end of the day, I was made to feel special. I was special. And the love they've given me, the way they've taken care of me. See, these are all things which I didn't expect. I knew they're good people. I knew I'm working with a good team. I knew I've accepted this role. I could have been treated anyway. No, see, not that they treat anyone badly. I could have got the same platform, right? But there was that extra I would feel every time. That extra, whether it is from Salman sir or anybody, that extra. And even on the screen per se, conceiving per se, you know what I'm talking about? So all that when you see, I totally yesterday when I was speaking, I was saying, no, right now I feel the highest paid actor of the film. Yeah, I've taken what nobody else has got.
A South film you think Salman Khan should star in a Hindi remake of?
Nothing as of right now, sir. I think he should do his own.
He should do his own stuff.
Yes, he should do his own stuff.
Action or romance, what's tougher?
Romance.
What do you think is a formula for a blockbuster film? Do you think there's a formula?
I don't think, except the audiences, we will ever get closer to even understanding it. Every morning we wake up, we take our chances, and we think we are making the best film in the world till it is released. And then a reality strikes. And say, oh, okay. What happened? This happened. Okay. We'll rectify it in the next film. And then we go ahead to do another mistake. So that's all it is. I think you just need to go with your instinct, just get excited over something and just go do it honestly.
What's the one thing you don't like about Bigg Boss?
The number of hours that goes into finishing a finale. On stage, everybody else is sitting and the only person standing is the host through Bigg Boss. And that's what I don't like. Everybody sits. Audiences are sitting inside the house, they are sitting. Till they are eliminated, they are sitting. Technicians are sitting, PCR they are sitting, cameraman is sitting, everybody is sitting. We are standing and standing and standing and standing and standing, and nobody understands that part. And finale goes on and on like a damn 18, 19 hours of shooting. Everybody sits and they still say, "My, we're tired." The formal shoes is aching, my toes are aching, my legs are aching, and I need to be. And if you go a little dull, all sleep. And even sometimes it's not funny, you have to make it fun. Come on, and then you look around, all are still like. So they sometimes cut it, man. Wake up, you guys, and I say, I'm trying to do something, keep me up. So when it starts, it's all complete joke because it's like this wedding receptions, like girls are dressed well. They are, everybody wants to, the pretty and makeup and things. And after some time, everybody is done, right? With your makeup, you've seen, I've told you 100 times you're looking good. You've seen me 100 times and say you're looking smart. All that is done now. It's all saturated. What comes is the reality, time. How much more time? Everybody wants who's winner, just put him there, let's go home. That's what is the mentality, right? So, except that last two people, along with in the finale, if there are last three people, only their families are quite active. Except them, nobody is active. Cameraman is done with it. He's like, I need to go to Bombay. I need to take a flight, just wrap it. Every extra joke gets expensive because that extends the talk.
Okay, that's interesting. So we'll end this rapid fire with the Bollywood Hungama shootout. So the idea is that whatever comes to your mind after the question that I'm putting to you, just please give it to us. First one that comes to your mind. Your first crush in Bollywood?
Kajol.
Kajol. All right, why was that?
Because she's Kajol, sir. And that makes me hate Ajay Devgan, sir, a lot.
Pretty interesting.
I used to, there was a time where every picture that was available in the magazine, every poster that was there would be in my house. Every poster. I have cut everything. I used to have about, if I'm not wrong, about 30, 40 books. Every page stuck with her pictures and everything.
Have you told her about this?
No. She got married by then.
Okay. I hope that she watches this one. An actor you consider your role model?
Vishnuvardhan.
Oh, wow.
From Canada.
One thing South industry has, you wish Bollywood had?
Language.
Okay, you wish...
That would make life easier here also. See, I think there is too much of a different culture there. So you really can't say Bollywood should have it. I think we are fine with each other. That's what makes Bollywood Bollywood.
Yeah.
That's what makes South South. I don't think it's like, for example, you go abroad. Just imagine every Indian culture is there and their culture is here. Why would you even travel? The journey will go away. So I think we are fine what we are.
Wow, great. Which actor immediately comes to your mind when I say India's biggest superstar?
Rajinikanth.
Why do you say that?
Everybody in Mumbai also accept that, sir. See, that is not because of anything. Very rarely people are born like that. For some reason, his personality is loved. As a person, he is loved. His films, irrelevant to whatever it is, brings up a hype. Everybody wants to look forward to that film. See, there are many, many, many superstars here. That's not the point. But when it all comes, your own superstars to South super, everybody will say Rajinikanth. It's a very rare personality, sir. It's very rare.
No, it is absolutely very, very rare. Very, very simple person as well. That's I think the best part as well. Kichcha Sudeep, a huge pleasure and wonderful talking to you. I think it's been an amazing experience just listening to your thoughts. All the best wishes for Dabangg 3.
Thank you, sir.
We would love to see you much more in the Hindi film industry, and I'm sure that you'll continue doing India proud wherever you
Thank
work.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.